You guys sure love drama, don't you? I swear, seeing everything unwind looks like I'm watching an episode of Jersey Shore on MTV. It's pretty wild in the Anabolic community right now. It's pretty wild. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna dive into the reasons why I believe Remington James blocked me. Now, if you don't follow me on Instagram, which you should, you would know that Remington blocked me about 2 months ago. Now, this was way before he cocked his Twitter fingers and went on a rampage and started blocking everybody off like he is now. And as an avid, loyal fan that I considered myself of Remington, of course I'm going to ask the question, why? Why did Rem go out of his way to block me? Now, to understand where I'm coming from, you have to understand where it all started, my inspirations. Now, everybody has a Mount Rushmore, whether it be sports, whether it be music, everybody has a Mount Rushmore. When it came to the people that influenced me the most, as far as fitness, content, YouTube, my Mount Rushmore is as follows. The one who holds that number one spot for me is Chris Jones. This dude taught me everything I know as far as lifting, as far as form, as far as nutrition. This dude was just like one giant ball of knowledge. And Remington, you're probably not watching this, my dude, but if you are, I know Chris Jones was a big inspiration to you as well. He had a very, very special way of approaching things, which was like strictly no BS. If this guy's gonna cuss, he's gonna cuss. He's gonna be 100% real with you. And despite him confessing to some personal issues in his family in 2020, I'm still one of his biggest fans, and I will continue to be. Number 2 on the Mount Rushmore is Christian Guzman. Sure, he's fallen off the wagon as far as YouTube goes, but this dude has made considerable life gains, and his content back in the day was crazy inspirational. And again, man, he taught me a lot of things that I know as far as fitness and nutrition goes. Number 3 on the Mount Rushmore is my boy, Max Tuning. This guy, again, had just an amazing way of creating content. And I remember one of the biggest things that he made to impact my life was every Friday he would drop a full day of eating if it fits your macros. And that's how I came to see what if it fits your macros was, which completely changed my outlook on nutrition. And last but not least on the Mount Rushmore is Remington James. Now, this dude had an addicting camera persona, and he had a lot of great content as well. And what I like the most about these content creators that are in my Mount Rushmore is that their content was based on not anything pertaining to a certain recipe or a certain exercise. Their content was to make you become the better version of yourself. And to be honest, guys, I miss the old content, man. It was like, I feel like nowadays there's way too much fluff. Like everything is just so fluffy. You know, back then it was just raw, rugged footage. You know, right now everything is just like marshmallow footage. But back then, like, content was just so raw, so pure. Back then, Remington's content was different. He was very big on meal prep. And even back then, I never wanted to try meal prep. I feel like meal prep is just not for me. Even though his thing was meal prep back in the day, I still supported him. I still bought his RJF merch way before it became Final Boss. But as a fan and supporter of Remington, the one thing that I could critique Remington on is that my dude would change personalities every year. Like, it's hard to understand who a person really is when they don't show you who they really are on camera. But it's hard because he would be like this dude who would try to be like Max or Chris or Christian. And then he would have like this incredibly cringe, funny side to him. And then he would have this very serious, dark side to him as well, to the point where he would cuss out his subscribers during Q&As. And I feel like once this anabolic wave hit, it fit him perfectly because he no longer had to show us who he really was. All he had to do now was just make recipes. And I feel like that fit him perfectly. Double seal of approval. Oh geez, you guys would know that. Yo, check it out. Double seal of approval. Only OGs will know that, by the way. Now, everybody in my Mount Rushmore had a big impact in me wanting to pick up a camera and record some content. And if you go to my video library in the beginning, you can see that Remington played a huge influence in my content. Everything from recipe reviews to recipe inspired videos. So before we start the video, I have a quick little question. Who else watches Remington's videos for the soundtrack?
fold up, get the toppings added, all that good stuff. So I'll be right back.
Today we will be making an Oreo cheesecake. Now, I'm gonna get the foundation of the recipe from, you already know by now, Remington James. Guys, I'm gonna channel my inner Remington James. Let's do it! Let's get our Remington on. Oh yeah, the Remington hat. The Remington James hat gives me powers. Ain't that right, boo? I told you woga. I told you woga. Let's do it! To even me shouting him out in videos that had nothing to do with Remington. Next, we are going to add 244 grams of pumpkin. Now, when I'm a fan, and I do believe that if you are a true fan of something or someone, you should support that person or that team or that musician. You should support. Whether impact is huge or small, impact is impact. Impact is considerable whether you see it as small impact or huge impact. One of the big things that I would do to support Rem is buy his merch. And in one of my first videos, and it's funny because the video that I said this in was called Addressing the Anabolic Drama. And I talk about me even buying merch sometimes that I never wear. I just buy it to support. And, you know, I have clothes in my closet that I buy, like Remington and Max, Christian, Chris. I barely even wear it. I buy it to support the cause, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because right here I have this shirt here from Remington that I have never worn. So if anybody wants to buy this, it's on sale. $5. Holla at me. Now, as my channel progressed, me and Remington ended up dropping very, very similar recipes around the exact same days. Now, I'm not saying he stole my recipes because I highly doubt that, but to me, it was very interesting because I had the opportunity to pretty much compare and contrast my version to his version. First recipe that dropped were our burger casseroles. He dropped his burger casserole, and I feel like a day later, I dropped my burger casserole. And I was able to compare and contrast his to mine. And to be honest with you guys, I was like super proud of the way mine came out compared to his. Proud enough to the point where I posted an Instagram post about his burger casserole and my burger casserole. And let me go ahead and read to you guys what it says. Just for fun, which recipe would you rather try? The one on top is by a top content recipe creator going towards 1 million subs, and the bottom one is by some random dude making a mess in his kitchen. Also, please note that Remington states in his video that he had to put 2 servings of the casserole on top of each other for the thumbnail. So that's 2 servings in the top pick. Anyway, cheers. No shade thrown, just proud of myself for this one. Video drops January 15th. Mañana. Now, I know this is not a competition about who could create the better recipe, but it felt good to see that I could not only match, but kind of surpass the expectations of someone who I look up to. Now, is that a means for Remington to block me? I don't think so, and I don't think he did, but I brought that up because what if he saw that later on in the future, which made him block me? Who knows? Let's continue. The next recipe that we dropped pretty much at the same time was the chili cheese fry recipe. Recipe coming soon, stupid simple. Hopefully it comes out a day or two after this video comes out, or else Remington James will probably steal my recipe tomorrow. Now, my chili cheese fry recipe had some trial and some errors in it, and when I saw his recipe drop a day before mine, it kind of opened my eyes. I was a little bit disappointed in Remington because I couldn't believe that he was using certain ingredients that I used in my trial runs that I would not even consider releasing to YouTube for someone to make. As a matter of fact, give me 1 second. I pretty much used the exact same chili packet that he used for his recipe. Now, Nikki Fitness posted Remington's chili cheese fry recipe, and she asked, wow, I wonder how Josh's chili cheese fries are gonna come out. So I reposted this. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh. Maybe I shouldn't have said it tasted like fart. But this right here, if you make this and you add it to some chili cheese fries, this tastes like booty. This does not taste good, especially if you add fat-free cheese sauce on top. Like, there is no way he sat down and ate those chili cheese fries and enjoyed them. There's just no way. Now, Rem still didn't block me. Then like a month or two later, I realized that I haven't seen any Remington James stories. So I try to look for his page and I can't find it. So I ask a fellow IGer to look up Remington James, and voila! It came to fruition that I was blocked. Now, those are the only reasons why I would see Remington James blocking me. I don't think there's anything else that I did that could trigger Remington James blocking me. And just to narrow this video down, I just want to say, like, it's very hard to understand Remington when Remington has never shown us who he really is, or he currently is showing us who he really is. Now, Remington is a grown-ass man. He can block whoever the hell he wants, including myself. It's not a big deal to me. But the only thing that baffles me, someone with 700 Instagram followers compared to his 78,500 Instagram followers. Somebody with 569 subscribers on YouTube compared to his 616,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, you're really gonna go out of your way to find my page and block me. I mean, I'm kind of like glad that at least he knows who I am, at least. But you're really gonna go out of your way to block me. For what reason? I still don't comprehend for what reason. With that being said, Rem, I was a real one. I was a true loyal supporter. I was a fan, not a fanboy. Now, I'm a huge sports fan and I'm a huge music fan. And believe me, like, in sports, you're gonna be disappointed in your team way more than you're gonna be happy with your team. I'm a Clipper fan in LA, but I stay loyal. I'm an Angels fan in LA, but I stay loyal. There's times where bands that I like are gonna put out shitty records, but I stay loyal, except for Killswitch Engage. Killswitch Engage will never put out a shitty record. They're the best. And you have to stay loyal. You have to support who you're gonna support. You have to stay loyal to who you're gonna be loyal to. Now, with that being said, I honestly do not feel like Rem owes anybody an apology. And what I mean by that is Rem is a grown-ass man. His actions are his actions. If there's anybody that should be going back and forth with Rem, it's the creators that he stole from and or disrespected. I don't think he owes an apology to anybody currently making videos about him. And I'm still rooting for him to do the right thing regardless, whether that's on camera or that's behind closed doors. I'm hoping that he does the right thing at some point. Not for anybody's satisfaction, not because everybody's drawing up this little blueprint for him, but for himself. Because if I'm being honest with you, I'm so surprised that his red hat still fits him with that big ass ego all around his head. Like, there's just no way. It kind of does suck to see how blind he is, man. But at the end of the day, man, he's a grown man. I literally have no hate against you, Rem. I'm no better than you are. But you lost a true, loyal supporter that has been with you from the get-go since day one. I really hope you open your eyes and look yourself in the mirror at some point, my dude. But for now, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for... Alright guys, so Remington posted his apology yesterday, and I'm going to end off the video with some final thoughts. Now, I'm not here to judge the guy. If he apologized and he meant it, good for him. Like I said previously, I hope he did it for himself. And I have had conversations with people in the past few weeks saying that I am still a fan somewhere deep down inside. I feel like, in all honesty, Remington did show us his true colors. But I also believe that when he saw the mockcast, which I haven't seen, by the way, nor do I intend on watching, I feel like he saw himself from a third person's point of view, and he was able to see who either he was becoming or the ego that was making him transform into somebody that he was not. So if he saw it in that way, then I'm really happy for the guy. Now, as far as the drama goes, guys, I feel like this was way too overhyped. I could appreciate the first couple of videos, but after that, it just got so grimy. It turned into a Remington James witch hunt, which made everybody look bad, to be honest with you. And if you guys want to throw me into the mix, I mean, you guys could throw me into the mix because I also came up with a Remington James casserole that I put on the No Schmutz Servings Reddit, which I'm not too proud of, but I feel like it was way too overly dramatic. The thing that got me the most was when grown men were, pretty much arguing over a protein bar. A protein bar. A bar with protein powder in it. 275 calories. Like, there are so many other things that are worse than a 275 calorie protein bar that should be getting that much attention. I'm currently eating a Cliff Builder bar. Am I bulking? No, I'm cutting. This is 290 calories, 11 fat, 29 carb, and 20 protein. So I expect everybody to go World War III on fucking Cliff Bar next week. For real. Like, most importantly, I'm glad that Remington was able to apologize to my boy Ethan. I do have something else to say, and I don't know if you guys are going to like it, but I honestly feel like he didn't know anybody else an apology besides the creators that he stole from and Ethan. And mostly because I feel like the term or the word friend was thrown around so loosely. Maybe that's why they have that saying, with friends like those, who needs enemies? There's no way that a friend is going to make a video of his actual friend at expense of some laughs and knowing that the other person is not going to benefit from it and then not expect any kind of repercussion. And then there's this pity vibe of oh my God, I just lost a friend. What the fuck did you expect? There's just certain things that friends don't do to friends, in my opinion. And that's one of those things. Another thing is screenshotting text messages and showing the world oh, look, this is what I sent him because he's my friend. Friends don't do that shit. Sometimes you have to man the fuck up and do shit without wanting the exposure or without exposing the action that you took. And I know everybody out here is creating content and writing a certain way. You guys got to understand, from a spectator's point of view, this should look bad. And I feel like everybody could benefit from a mirror check. Not just Remington, but everybody. That's my opinion, guys. Now for real this time. Sorry, I have protein bar stuck in my throat. Now for real this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. The sun is coming up. Sunnier days are ahead. And if there's something that I learned from talking to certain people and having conversations with certain other people, is that a sub count has nothing to do with authenticity. It's really hard to see who's real and who's fake out there. I'm sorry, man, but it is, man. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you already know, I'll see you on the next video. I'm gone for real this time. Peace.